process on Wednesday. My name is Tiffany Fielding.
And I'm Morgan Kaufman.
More on President Trump's trip to London for the NATO celebration.
And buying romaine lettuce could be deadly at your local grocery store. But first, we head over to meteorologist Anna Harris for a snapshot of our local weather. How's the weather looking, Anna?
Thanks, guys, and good evening, High Point. I'm meteorologist Anna Harris, here to give you your local weather report. As we approach final season, it looks like this week's temperatures will also be taking a major low. I'm totally kidding. So first, let's start off with our weekly weather forecast. So first here on Wednesday, for today, we had a high of 55 with a low of 35. Thursday, tomorrow, we have a high of 56 with a low of 36. Friday, high of 53. And as we head into the weekend, the temperatures start to drop at the lows in the 40s. And on Sunday, you might need to put on your rain jacket because we're going to start seeing some precipitation. So let's move on to our regional temperatures. So here in the Triad area, we have a high of 40, Wilmington 44, and down south in Charleston, South Carolina, we have 42. Over here in Tennessee, we have high of 40, 43 up in St. Louis, 36 in Chicago, and up in Bluefield, high of 25. So moving on to our national temperatures. So over here in the West Coast, they're the lucky ones. They're over here at around the 60s and the 50s. Wish that's what we had going on. And then back here up in the East Coast, Lexington 35, Triad still 40, Houston 51, Dallas 52. Well, that is all the weather I have for you all tonight, and I hope you all have a wonderful holiday break. See you next year. Now back over to Tiffany and Morgan at the desk.
Wow, it's so cold in New York. I can't wait to go back.
I know, I just came from Florida. I'm not used to this weather.
You're lucky. I wish that was me. President Donald Trump and world leaders celebrated 70 years of NATO this past Monday in London. The meeting was held to show the continued strength of the alliance 70 years after its establishment. But the gathering also put the political strains within the alliance in public display. President Trump declares NATO as no longer obsolete. His most persistent input is that the U.S. is giving more than its fair share of the bill, while wanting other members to increase their spending. While many have interpreted Trump's emphasis on costs as a sign of waning U.S. investment, a senior Trump administration official argued that his real motivation is a desire to make NATO stronger. The administration contends the president has only made NATO stronger.
Buying romaine lettuce from the grocery store could be deadly. Consumers are warned to throw away any romaine lettuce from Salinas Valley in California. The outbreak has now spread to 19 states with 67 cases sickened. Investigators still don't know what is causing the contamination.
A class ring has now been returned to a family more than 50 years after it was lost in a Missouri lake. A woman returned the ring to a family 52 years after it was lost and about 30 years after she found it in a Missouri lake. Amanda Lager, who is 39, dug up the ring during a fishing trip with her father at Lake Annette in Missouri. Around 1988, when she was only 9 years old, she told Kansas City ABC station KMBC upon cleaning it. Lager and her father noticed it was from the class of 1967 Belton High School and had the initials BH engraved. They weren't sure how to find the owner back then, so they put it away and forgot about it until Lager came across it again while helping her parents move. On November 24th, she posted a photo of the ring on Facebook, wanting to give it to the owner by Christmas. Within an hour, Lager found out the ring belonged to Bill Huffman, who lost it 2 months after he got it in 1967 while saving a friend who was drowning in the lake. Lager and Jim Huffman believe the timing in which she found the ring and reunited it with Bill Huffman's family was an act of fate. If that doesn't make you believe in miracles, I don't know what will. And now it is time to head over to Rihanna Dozier to tell us all about what is going on with our campus. Rihanna?
Hello and good evening, Panthers. I'm Rihanna Dozier here to give you the inside scoop on what's going on around campus. Can you believe we are finally in finals week? It feels like this semester just flew by. But don't you worry, you can still join in on some of the fun with these campus events. Tonight at 5:30, the Hayworth Chapel is hosting the Festival of Lessons and Carols. If you hurry now, you might be able to catch the end of it. If you need to fuel up before finals week, grab breakfast at the Millis Athletic Center on December 6th at 7:30 a.m. Need a place to study on campus this weekend? We have the best study spots on campus for you. Webb Conference Center, Wannick Learning Center Commons, Smith Library, and Phillips School of Business are all great places for a quiet session. If you need some food or coffee to boost your energy, try Cachell Hall or Slane Student Center. Want something fun to do on reading day for a quick study break? We've got you covered. For your Christmas movie marathons, the Santa Claus will be playing in the Extraordinary Theater at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. A Christmas Story will be playing in the theater from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Elf will be shown at 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. Didn't get your picture with Santa yet? He will be in the Wannick Center from 6:30 to 9 p.m. And for those of you that want to continue your filming for your private school check TikTok, make sure you catch a carriage ride between 4 to 7 p.m. And one last thing, if you see any food drives or school supplies drives around, make sure you donate. After all, it is the season of giving. That's all I have for you tonight. Back to you, Tiffany and Morgan.
Thanks, Rihanna. I will definitely be getting my photo with Santa. What about you?
Hopefully I will also.
A Starbucks employee was fired after writing pig on the label of an Oklahoma police officer's cup. The officer, a member of the Kiefer Police Department, went to Starbucks to pick up 5 drinks as a show of thanks for 9/11 dispatchers working during the holiday. According to Police Chief Johnny O'Mara in a statement on Friday, November 29th, Starbucks apologized and said, "This language is offensive to all law enforcement and is not representative of the deep appreciation we have for police officers who work tirelessly to keep our communities safe."
Frozen 2 storms the box office by bringing in a record-setting $125 million over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, bringing its domestic total to a significant number of $288 million. After 2 weeks in theaters, the film has earned a massive $742 million at the global box office. Speaking of Frozen, the Northeast has been slammed with winter storms already. 7 New York counties were under state of emergency with heavy snow and ice Monday afternoon through Tuesday. Over 700 flights were canceled and more than 5,200 delayed across the country Monday. My flight was delayed from New York about 5 hours Monday, and it is not a fun time. I wish I could say the cold never bothered me anyway, but I'd be lying. Now it's time to head over to High Point University Sports with Wendell Epps.
What's going on with our Panthers, Wendell?
Thanks, guys, and good evening, High Point. I'm Wendell Epps. It's a busy time for our High Point sports scenes. Basketball season is starting to get in full effect, and the volleyball season is in its closing stages, with both the NCAA and the NIVC tournament set to take place in a couple of days. The High Point men's basketball team were able to get their first win of the season last Tuesday, knocking off Division III foe Greensboro College 90-73. The Greensboro College Pride tried numerous times to climb back into the game, but sophomore Curtis Holland said, not happening. He led the way in scoring for the Panthers, dropping a career-high 24 points. Rob Peterson, a.k.a. RP3, was also all over the place for the Panthers as he had a career-high 12 rebounds. Shortly after Thanksgiving, the Panthers made the trip down to the Sunshine State of Florida Monday night to take on North Florida University. Unfortunately for the Panthers, they lost the game by a score of 93-70. Despite the loss, freshman Eric Coleman had his best scoring performance of the year, dropping 14 for the Panthers. The men's team will be back in action tomorrow night at the Miller Center, where they will take on the Elon Phoenix and try to get their second win of the season. Following that matchup, the Panthers will play 4 more games in 2019, which features 2 road games at Florida Atlantic and Texas, and 2 home games at the beautiful Miller Center, where they will battle Valparaiso University and Belmont Abbey. As for the High Point women's basketball team, after winning their last game before Turkey Day on Sunday, November 24th, against NC Central by a score of 78-58, they played their final home game of 2019 against Davidson Monday night and came up short, losing the game 73-63. As a team, they shot 36% from the field and just 33% from beyond the arc. But it was senior star Cameron Brown who had another solid performance for the Panthers. She was out there saucing and crossing, and by the second half, she started catching on fire, scoring left and right, and finished the game with a team-high 20 points. Her stellar play in the second half was able to trim Davidson's lead to just 10 points by the end of the game. It was certainly awesome to see High Point make it close as they trailed by as many as 25 in the game. The Panthers will look to bounce back in their next matchup, where they will face the Beast from the Big East as they will take on the Butler Bulldogs. That game will be played on Sunday, December 15th in the Crossroads of America, a.k.a. Indianapolis, Indiana. High Point will then have 3 more games left to play in 2019, all of which are on the road as they will play UNCG and Big South rivals Campbell and Winthrop. And last but certainly not least, our volleyball team opened up play in the Big South tournament on Saturday, November 23rd. and got eliminated in the first round to a very scrappy Campbell team that was able to defeat them in 5 close sets. It was a battle that went down to the wire, and the Fighting Camels were able to knock off the Panthers in the 5th set by a score of 15-13. Star freshman players Megan Kratzer and Annie Sullivan led High Point in kills, each having 16 in the matchup. It was great seeing the freshmen step up for High Point, and the future for High Point volleyball is certainly as bright as a star. Speaking of stars, Abby Bottomley was all over the place as usual for the High Point Panthers and continued her stellar play in the game with 21 digs. Now, even though High Point came up short, they played a hard-fought game, and while they did not receive a bid to the NCAA Championship Tournament, they did qualify for the NIVC Tournament, which will begin tomorrow, December 5th. The Panthers will play on Saturday, December 7th against Morehead State at 4:30 in Lynchburg, Virginia, as they look to finish off their 2019 season in style. Back to you, Tiffany and Morgan.
Thank you, Wendell, for the sports update.
Thank you. I'm glad not to be playing sports because I think I'm better fit sitting on the sidelines, but the teams are all amazing.
We will be right back after these messages.
High Point University is focused on preparing students for the world as it is going to be. There's a growth mindset in our institutional DNA. So while our campus growth is impressive, the true relevance lies in how HPU creates an innovative learning environment that fosters the entrepreneurial spirit in the minds, in the hearts, and in the souls of our students. This is High Point University. Extraordinary.
What makes the Super Bowl so super? A day we adore. It's a day so super. It's why we were born. And in the end, when our team won, Mom and Dad looked at each other. One thing led to another that night. We're all babies. It all happened on the night that the Super Bowl was played. Ooh, that's why we're here singing this sweet serenade. And now Super Bowl 50 is here. So much reason for cheer tonight. Oh, Super Bowl babies, oh yeah. Oh, Super Bowl babies, oh yeah.
Welcome to Freddy's. How are you guys doing?
Meetings.
Lunch meetings all week, all salads.
Bean salads.
Quinoa salads. Heirloom salads.
Frisee salads. Sometimes a guy needs a Freddy's Original Double, Chicago Dog, and a Turtle Sundae.
Make that 2, please.
3.
Absolutely.
If you're gonna be bad, it better be good. Being bad never tasted this good. Freddy's, the experience that puts a smile on your face and the taste that brings you back.
Welcome back to HPU All Access. I'm Tiffany Fielding.
And I'm Morgan Kaufman. Eleanor spent much of her young life confined to the hospital or her house with an immune system too weak to go outside. Now, she's almost 2 years old and thriving thanks to a bone marrow donation from Central Connecticut State University linebacker Mike Mashaw. Now it's time to head over to our entertainment specialist, Riley Mannion, to give the inside scoop on all things entertainment. Riley?
Hey everyone, it's Riley back with your entertainment news. Last week, Hannah Brown from the Bachelorette series took home the Mirrorball Trophy on the Dancing with the Stars season 28 finale. She beat out the likes of Allie Brooke, Kel Mitchell, and even the favorite of the whole season, James Vanderbeek. Her victory came just in time for the newly released trailer of ABC's hit reality television show, The Bachelor. The season premiere is just around the corner, so be sure to tune in on January 6th. In more serious news, America's Got Talent judge Gabrielle Union was cut from her contract with the show after just 1 season. Union claims that there was a negative and racist environment within the production of the show. However, the producers denied any claims from Union and ultimately terminated her contract. Gabrielle Union did not let this firing keep her quiet, as she has been very vocal about the entire situation, gaining tons of support from fellow celebrities. This is an ongoing event that has yet to be resolved, but it looks like both Gabrielle Union and America's Got Talent are in hot waters. It's been a long time coming, but Scarlett Johansson will finally be reprising her role of Black Widow, as the character is getting her own feature film. The movie, titled Black Widow, will hit theaters on May 1st, 2020, but the trailer, which was released yesterday, has gotten so many fans excited for this film. Black Widow has been a prominent character in a majority of Marvel films, but is one of the last to get a solo film, so this movie for Johansson was a long time coming, but very well deserved. That's all I have for you tonight. Make sure to tune in next time for your entertainment updates. Back to you, Tiffany and Morgan.
That was crazy. I was rooting for Hannah as I love The Bachelor.
So was I. I'm obsessed with her. This month, Essie is launching a new quick dry Expressi nail polish. It's a busy time of the year, so if you don't have much time, it's useful. It is a one-step process that claims to include color and a shine shellac that dries in both about a minute. The line will consist of 40 shades. Although there is no specific date, keep an eye out because it could be an excellent gift for yourself or someone else.
A special flight on November 27th ended with one more passenger than it started with. 38 weeks pregnant, the passenger's water broke mid-flight on American Airlines Flight 868 from Tampa, Florida to Charlotte, North Carolina. While the occasion is pretty rare, the baby girl was named Sky after how she was born.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight on HPU All Access. Catch us again after winter break in the new year. I'm Tiffany Fielding.
And I'm Morgan Kaufman. Have a great week and safe travels, High Point.